Republican talking points and gets down to real issues. It's a program that seeks to uplift viewers with a positive message and real insight for your financial life. Now I'd like to introduce to you the Mangru Report panel of experts. First we have from Europe Pacific Capital, he's a former member of English Parliament, John Brown. From United Bullion Group, gold and precious metals expert, Anthony Polari. And incoming Florida Senate President, Mike Haridopolos. As the U.S. continues to print new money and maintain low interest rates, there's a growing sentiment that the U.S. dollar will no longer be the world's reserve currency. Now there are steps being taken to make sure that the dollar is replaced. We'll discuss this on today's War on Your Dollar, which is being brought to you today by Money and Markets. You can find them on the web at moneyandmarkets.com. Now, gentlemen, it's certainly no secret that with the debasement of the U.S. dollar, people are looking for gold to become the world's reserve currency. In fact, one hotel in Abu Dhabi has debuted the first gold ATM, where instead of getting greenbacks out, you're going to get out gold bars instead of an ATM. So all this begs the question, is the dollar on its way out?
Well, I think actually they're pushing more for a currency basket linked to gold rather than pure gold. If we had just pure gold, I think it would drive the world into the deepest recession or depression ever. And I think the challenges are there. All the countries that are saving money, actually making money, notably Russia, China, India, and Brazil, and countries like that, are wanting a store of wealth in their money. They're sick of receiving dollar bills and find them depreciating at 10% a year.
We've been in and out of the gold, the gold-backed currency for what, about 170 years now. People forget the Continental dollar in the 1800s went worthless. It just happened, and and it goes back to the Chinese situation, which we talk about every week, where when they start raising up the price of goods, and the Chinese yuan gets revalued, it's going to be bad for the dollar again. So there's not many. I don't see any long-term strength in the dollar. There's really not much reason to buy the dollar in the short term or even the long term. I don't have much faith in it myself, and my purchasing power has gone nothing but gone down.
Well, I think given the bad behavior of both Republicans and Democrats in Washington, D.C., it only makes sense. I'm a historian by trade, and when you have this type of behavior, the markets will not reward bad behavior, and we're going to see our dollar depreciate in value, and it makes sense. Until we get our fiscal house in order, we're going to fall by the wayside, and thus those dollars will depreciate.
But I think in the short term, a slightly different story, in that you have the impending the probability of the impending demise of the second largest currency in the world, the euro. And therefore, as this spreads, this lack of confidence in other currencies, people are going to pile back first into gold, but also into dollars, because they have to use dollars to buy commodities. Oil is priced not in gold, but in dollars. So you have to buy dollars to buy the oil. So I think in the short term, the dollar will actually appreciate quite considerably, but it's a very deceptive thing, because in the end it's going to plunge.
But more so than the dollar going down, which we all know that the dollar's gone down in the short term since 1913 and the creation of the Federal Reserve Bank. The dollar has lost 95% of its purchasing power. But are we at a situation where people are fed up, where the rest of the world, or even us even as Americans, are saying enough with the dollar, and that we need to do something different? And that's why is the dollar on its way out as the world's reserve currency?
Well, I think the verdict is still out, but again, it's up to us to step up to the plate and be world leaders once again. We have failed that in so many respects. Hopefully this situation from my ancestors, the Greeks, will give us an opportunity to lead the world. But at this point, the history is going to tell me we're going in the wrong direction, as you mentioned. And if we could just step up and say, bring us back to the basics. We're doing it on the state level. Unfortunately, Washington, D.C. is not doing that, and we'll see how the world reacts to the bailout in Greece. But I'm not too optimistic at this point.
Now